Coming up on First at 5, a Marion County community is left devastated after a fellow student was killed by a car this morning. What words her schoolmates have to say about this tragedy.
Then, how flooding across the state is impacting multiple counties in Central Florida.
And we're tracking some rainfall and colder weather coming our way soon. First at 5 starts now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
I've never seen a flood, like I said, in 9.5 years.
Neighbors in Central Florida are dealing with the aftermath of historic rains that flooded several cities overnight, and more rain is on the way with the ground that's already saturated.
In the images coming out of the floodwaters, we can see the damages this community is facing right now. Lake County is in a current state of local emergency. This is First at 5. I'm Madison Ginsberg.
And I'm Nicole Beltran. Central Florida was hit with several feet of rain overnight, washing out the roads near homes and shutting down many areas due to the flooding.
The city of Mount Dora issued a boil water advisory on Sunday following a water breakage. Crews are now searching for the source of the leak, which appears to be related to the recent floods. Residents are advised to boil all water for consumption until further notice. And while Lake County school leaders say they experienced little damage, safety-related absences are being accepted and buses may be delayed.
Those Lake County rains are part of a bigger weather system impacting us here in North Central Florida. UF forecaster Jadyn Bottini is live in the weather studio tracking today's storms and big temperature swing behind it. Jadyn.
Well, that's right. We saw some significant rain across the strait yesterday into the overnight hours, and we're even seeing some rain lingering right now, really across North Central Florida. We're getting some showers right now, but they're going to continue to move southeast as we head into the overnight hours, and conditions are going to settle down for the rest of the week. But looking pretty rainy out there, rainy and cloudy across campus, a little bit more clear towards the westward view, but temperatures at 73 degrees and that humidity up more than what we saw last week, up to 79%. Right now. Temperatures are comfortable though in the 70s, 73 in Gainesville, 68 in Ocala, 79 in the Villages as well. And we're going to cool down later this week as another cold front comes our way. That's what's bringing the rain right now. We're going to see another one as we cool down and our skies clear later this week. We're also going to continue to track Hurricane Melissa, as it's a Category 5 storm right now heading towards the Caribbean.
A Marion County high school mourns the loss of a student. Shannon Rushing was hit by a car while walking to the bus stop in Ocala this morning. She died a short time later. Shannon was in her senior year at Forest High School. An MPCPS spokesperson says she was known as bubbly and well-liked by other students and teachers. WUFT's Jessica Wilkinson went to Ocala and spoke with the school's principal about the hole her death has left behind for the Wildcat family.
I'm standing on the road where a high school senior was struck and killed by a vehicle early Monday morning. This area has no sidewalks. We spoke to the community who told us this tragedy hit close to home.
Everybody knew her, so it's been tough.
Shannon Rushing's principal says she was a positive face around Forest High School.
When you see Shannon, she always had a smile on her face.
Teachers and students say she was smart, fun-loving, caring, well-liked, and full of school spirit. One senior at her school says the accident was unthinkable.
When someone told me about it, I was just like, well, how old was she? And he goes like, oh, she was 18. And I was like, I'm 18.
The Florida Department of Transportation reports 14 pedestrian and bicyclist deaths as of October 27th. Shannon's death shifted this young driver's perspective.
I've always been the type of person where it's like, oh, it happened to them. Like, I don't know if it can happen to me, but anything can happen to anyone.
Grief counselors came to the school to support the students. The principal says extra support is needed for the faculty too.
Cherish every moment because you never know when your last day may be. Make sure that you live every day like it's your last.
No charges have been filed against the driver, but the investigation is still ongoing. In Ocala, Jessica Wilkinson, WUFT News.
A Gainesville man is facing lewd and lascivious charges tonight. Police say Sunday they received reports of a man exposing himself on Northwest 10th Street. That's near West University Avenue. Investigators identified the suspect as 51-year-old Stacy Scott. They say when approached, he ran off, but officers were quickly able to catch up. They say he has a lengthy criminal history, including 2 other arrests on similar charges.
Gainesville Mayor Harvey Ward and GRU CEO Ed Belarski will go head-to-head 1 week before Election Day. It's to discuss next week's special election that could shift who controls the GRU Authority Board. This is the second straight year the referendum will be on the ballot. You may remember a judge tossed out the votes that would have shifted control earlier this year. This new referendum would disband the board, which has managed the city's utility since 2023, and the control of the utility would return to the City Commission. The nonpartisan debate is hosted by Visionaries Incorporated in Alachua County in double ACP. The town hall will take place at Dr. Williams Fellowship Hall on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The event is open for residents to attend. A simple act of kindness at a local business is helping support troops overseas. WUFT's Isabella Heupel is live at Good Pours in Gainesville to explain neighbors are playing a part in sending care packages to members of the military.
At this local liquor store, the community came together to pack bags for deployed troops, turning an afternoon of shopping into a way of giving back. A simple shopping trip has become a hands-on way for local neighbors to help support troops overseas. Purple Crown Royale bags are being stuffed with toiletries and handwritten notes to bring comfort and gratitude for those far from home. Purple Bag Project has helped charities since 2010 and has donated over 1 million bags to soldiers and veterans. The nonprofit teams up with businesses like Good Poor Gainesville to help carry out its initiative. General Manager Alex Fehu says charity is just a part of what they do there.
Giving back and helping people, even if they're thousands of miles away, is a lot easier than you think. And there's a lot of vessels and organizations that are local to you that you can work through. So it can be as simple as buying a bottle of wine or a bottle of Crown Royale or searching Facebook and seeing what's going on.
Every purchase made directly contributes to charity, with the donation coming from profits rather than the traditional way of rounding up.
We want to change the world bottle by bottle, and every time someone shops here, they get to pick a charity at checkout that they confide in.
The store has more than 100 charities available on its app, allowing customers to choose where their donation goes.
It'd be for veterans, for children, for all types of diseases and things like that.
WUFT is covering this event to highlight local community impact and is not encouraging viewers to buy Crown Royale or any other alcohol products. Live in Gainesville, Isabella Heupel, WUFT News.
I've seen kids for the past 10 years when they were, 8, 9 years old, all the way now 17, 18 years old.
Coming up next, a Halloween staple for one Gainesville neighborhood, the work it takes by the veteran behind it, and the cost to bring the scares and smiles to local children. And how these Gainesville residents rallied around cancer patients in an annual celebration. Stick with us.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Halloween is creeping up on us, and one Gainesville resident is pulling out all the stops for the festive day.
I visited the home, and neighbors tell me it's a must-stop for trick-or-treaters every year.
It's hard to miss, but even harder to spot all the ghosts, ghouls, and goblins taunting everyone who walks by. What started as few fun decorations on the lawn 10 years ago is now a holiday staple for neighbors on Northwest 54th Boulevard.
On Halloween, when we go around the neighborhood to trick or treat, we always walk by his house and we'll do pictures in front of it.
The mastermind behind the curtain, 66-year-old retired Navy veteran Brad Simpson.
I'm a big kid at heart.
Simpson's best memories growing up in Gainesville are trick-or-treating.
When I was a kid, I remembered all that kind of stuff.
With a week of assembling and $5,000 worth of decorations.
I'm a one-man show, so it does take me a while to get stuff set up.
He does it so families can experience those same holiday memories that he did.
What motivates me is seeing the kids. I've seen kids for the past 10 years when they were, 8, 9 years old, all the way now 17, 18 years old.
One of those kids is neighbor Maggie Bruda.
I remember just thinking how cool all of the animatronics were.
That first memory of Simpsons decorations at 10 years old. She's about to graduate high school, but she still visits Simpsons' home every October.
Reminds us that there's still joy and like being whimsical and enjoying the holidays, and I think it brings people together.
And now a new generation of kids is taking in the spooky sight.
I think it's good all around for the neighborhood, and just for kids to be able to come out and see this type of thing.
Simpson has no plans to stop, and he's excited to beat his trick-or-treating record.
From the past 10 years, go from hardly any trick-or-treaters. Now last year I had over 200.
Simpsons decorations will be up until November 2nd. Trick-or-treaters, make sure to stop by before then.
Coming up, we're tracking Category 5 Hurricane Melissa as the Caribbean prepares for its impact.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
You're taking a look at Sea Jamaica's live camera at Kingston Harbor. Jamaica is bracing for what will be the strongest hurricane to hit the island since record keeping began in 1851. Forecasters say Category 5 Hurricane Melissa will unleash catastrophic flooding, landslides, and infrastructure damage. The Jamaican government issued mandatory evacuations for flood-prone communities. Hurricane Melissa is expected to make landfall tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and hearing about the intensity of this storm, being that it is a Category 5, really does make me nervous for the small community on that island.
Absolutely, and it's already past peak hurricane season, so it's kind of crazy that a storm of this severity is, here so late into the season.
That is right. We are nearing the end of hurricane season, but it is definitely not over yet. And this is really just a massive system that's sitting out there in the southern Caribbean. And look at it, it's almost 800 miles wide. So keep that in mind as we look at the track, but it's pretty organized right now, a big Category 5 storm, and you can see that defined eye right there. But here's the track. It's a Category 5 right now, but it's moving at 3 miles per hour. So it's just sitting in this warm water, and it's going to continue to strengthen before it even reaches these Caribbean islands. But as it passes over Jamaica, it's going to be down to a Category 4 and then a Category 3 as it nears Cuba and Haiti. But we can see this track here just shows where the center is going to lie. It's a 800-mile wide storm, so the impacts will extend all the way from Cuba to Haiti, and max winds right now at 175 miles per hour. So this is a massive, very strong storm that could cause catastrophic damage to these islands, and lots of rain they're going to see. You can see 22 inches. We could see near 25-inch rain totals in Jamaica, 17 inches in Haiti, up to 18 inches, and 15 inches in Cuba. So lots and lots of rain, possibility for some severe flooding, as well as landslides and just catastrophic winds from this major, very strong storm. A little bit closer to home, we could see some rain coming in right now across north central Florida, and it's going to continue to move southeast into the evening hours, but it's not going to stop. We're going to see that rain continue into the evening, but right now on campus, temperature at 73 degrees, winds at 6 miles per hour, and humidity at 79%. A little bit clearer in that westward view, but it's cloudy and rainy out there right now. Temperature is pretty comfortable in the 70s, 73 in Gainesville, down to 68 in Ocala, and our lows tonight getting into the 60s, down to 64 in Gainesville, 65 in Ocala, 65 in the Villages as well, and highs tomorrow not getting too warm either. We're staying in the 70s, 75 in Gainesville, 77 in Ocala, 80 in the Villages, so pretty comfortable. But later into the rest of the week, our temperatures are going to dip even more. We're going to see lows in the 40s, and it's because of a cold front. So this is the cold front that's over us right now. That's what's bringing all this rain and moisture to our area. That's the rain we saw this weekend, the rain we're currently seeing right now, and here it is for the rest of the night. Tonight at 6, we can see some showers lingering inland. They're going to head off the east coast into the south, just south of the Villages, and then skies start to clear up into the overnight hours, leaving us with some clouds here into Tuesday morning. But we're going to see another cold front follow it, and that's what's going to really drop our temperatures later this week, bring us some more moisture. But those temperatures are really going to drop, and it's going to be pretty cold out there. This cold front is also going to guide Hurricane Melissa to the east, so it's keeping it away from us as well. Our end of the week temp drop Thursday down to 54 degrees, cool and clear. Chills and thrills for Halloween on Friday in the 40s, and in the 40s on Saturday as well. For the rest of the 77 days, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s, and even 40s near the end of the week.
Hundreds of runners, families, and local organizations gathered on Saturday for the 4th annual Cancer Chomp. The event was hosted at the UF Cancer and Genetics Research Complex. The experience included a 5K run, kid fun zone, and a variety of tables showcasing multiple UF health services and charities. Co-director for the Wells Brain Tumor Center, Dwayne Mitchell, explains how this event impacts patients and their families.
One of the beautiful things of the Cancer Chomp is, well, this is obviously a serious battle that families are facing. This day is really about celebrating them, bringing awareness, and showing them that the community cares.
Mitchell explains funds seek to alleviate the burden of a long and intensive battle against a brain tumor. All proceeds of the event go towards supporting patients and their families.
Coming up in sports, Florida soccer scored a major accomplishment this weekend despite a loss to finish off the regular season. And Florida's new head football coach spoke to the media today. Hear what he said the coaching staff is focusing on when we get back.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back to sports. I'm Jadyn Costagliola. Let's jump right into some Gators football. Interim head coach Billy Gonzalez spoke to media today after his first week in the saddle. Gonzalez will coach his first game this weekend in Jacksonville against Georgia. WUFT's Lauren McGill is live from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium to tell us what her biggest takeaways were from the press conference.
As the Gators say bye to the bye week, they'll now look ahead for their annual SEC showdown against Georgia this weekend. They'll have to hang on to their last win here in the Swamp against Mississippi State, since they won't be back here again to play for a while. And now the game that carries just as much hate as it does weight, with all eyes on the Bulldogs. Florida's interim coach Billy Gonzalez told the media today that his sole focus is the orange and blue.
Or they don't have quit in their DNA, and they're going to continue to fight. The big thing for us is to focus on us, not to focus on anything else, not to focus on them, just to focus on us. And if we can do our job and be the best at what we do on the field, every time we take a snap, I think we'll be exactly where we need to be in the fourth quarter.
Coach G didn't make a comment about if he was in the running for Florida's next head coach, but he also wasn't asked. Instead, what he said is his top priority is making his players better. After Galen Hall and Gary Darnell, Gonzalez becomes the third interim coach to face Georgia, a team that Florida has not beaten since 2020. Live from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, I'm Lauren McGill, WFT Sports.
Sticking with the Gators, Florida soccer fell to LSU to finish the regular season Sunday. But more importantly, the Gators clinched a spot in the SEC tournament for the first time in 4 years. The Gators will face Kentucky on Sunday in the first round of the SEC tournament. They tied with the Wildcats in their regular season match. With a 6-6-5 record, the Gators are ranked 58th in RPI. That means they are within reach of an at-large bid to make the field of 64 for the NCAA tournament, something they haven't done since 2019. Back to American football, Gainesville High School hosted Vanguard High School on Friday. The Hurricanes were looking to end a 5-game losing streak and earn their first district win of the season. WUFT Sports' Sydney Espro went to the game to tell us how it went down.
It's Friday Night Lights with Gainesville High School versus Vanguard High School, and we're giving you a recap of tonight's district game. From the start, the Knights came out strong. Running back James Pullings broke loose for a 25-yard touchdown run to start the night. Vanguard took that momentum and ran with it. Gainesville tried to respond, but an early interception gave Vanguard great field position. Knights quarterback Terrence Lewis took charge, connecting with Hunter Schaller for another score, and with 3 minutes left in the first half, Pullings rushed for another touchdown. By the end of the first quarter, the Knights were up 21-0. The Hurricanes kept battling, especially on defense. Linebackers and the defensive line fought to contain the Knights' run game, but Vanguard's offense was just too powerful.
Their quarterback is tough. We knew that. We wanted to limit his big plays, and I thought we actually did a pretty decent job of that for the most part.
The Knights took a commanding 34-0 lead into halftime. In the second half, Gainesville's defense tightened up, holding Vanguard to just 10 points in the third quarter. But the Hurricanes' offense just could not break through. With no points put up in the fourth quarter, the Knights left Gainesville with a win. Vanguard head coach Edwin Farmer says a win like this starts on Monday.
Football, don't start on Friday night. It's one of those things you start, you build that morale throughout the week. Make sure you guys are playing, make sure you understand what they're doing, make sure you coaches are coaching them up. And I think we're going through our meetings, we're doing the things that we did, to prepare for this game. The preparation was great, and I think it was a big part of our success tonight.
Vanguard dominated GHS 44-0, and now their record is 7-2. They will take on Forest for their homecoming match this Friday as they prepare for playoffs. Sydney Espro, WUFT Sports.
And to wrap up sports, Florida volleyball jumped back into the top 25 today ahead of its Halloween match against Georgia. We'll take one more look at weather after the break.
It's rainy out there right now, but those conditions are not going to stick around for the rest of the week. Skies will clear up. Highs are in the 70s and lows dipping into the 40s as we head into Halloween weekend.
Thanks for the updates, Jadyn, and thanks for joining us.
We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5. Have a great night.